Good evening, Team Gerwell. You are flipping in fifth with me, Mrs. G. Remember, we're going to make a duplicate of our notes because today we're talking about Topic 5, Lesson 4, and our learning target is, I will be able to use doubles division to divide by multiples of 10. Our vocabulary words for the day are remainder. That's the amount left over in a division problem. You display that next to the quotient. And then multiples of 10, that's simply skip counting by 10. So here's our problem. We've decided that we are going to go on a field trip. Team Gerwell is to the park. But we have a field trip fiasco. That's because the bus driver realizes that there are 249 Clear Creek Elementary Eagles going on our field trip, but he only has room for 20 people on his bus. He needs our help to figure out how many more buses to call. But how will we ever figure it out? Don't worry, Mrs. G is here to help. I say, anytime you need to break up a bigger number into smaller groups, you need to use what operation? That's right, division. So back to our field trip fiasco problem. We have 249 Eagles going on our field trip, but each bus can only hold 20 kids. So let's estimate first by using compatible numbers to make this easier to solve. So if we're using compatible numbers, we would want to change that 249 into something that is easier to divide by 20. 250 is not easier to divide by 20. We're looking for something that's a multiple of 2. That's right, 240 divided by 20. Well, 24 divided by 2 equals 12, and then our zeros cancel each other out because the battle of zeros tells us that. So our estimate is 12. So how is that going to help us? Why is it important in this case to get an exact answer? Well, it's important because we don't want to leave anyone behind on our field trip, right? So we're going to find out the exact answer by dividing. And remember, last topic we talked about the different steps of long division. I'll review them for you. It's divide, multiply, subtract, check, and bring down. Do you remember what saying I told you to try to remember so that it would help you do this math? Does McDonald's serve cheeseburgers? Divide, multiply, subtract, check, and bring down. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to find the exact answer for 249 divided by 20. Well, first, does 20 go into 2? No, it doesn't. So now we're going to have to look at 20 into 24. Well, we know that 20 goes into 24 one time. So then we're going to subtract 24 minus 20, and that gives us 4. Now we have to check, is 4 smaller than 20? Well, it is, so we know we can keep going. So next we need to bring down our 9. So now we're looking at 20 into 49. How many times does 20 go into 49? Well, if you're counting by multiples of 20, we would know it'd be 20, 40. Well, will that work? Yeah. Well, let's go up. 60. No, that's too big, so it has to be 40. So 20 times 2 equals 40. We subtract and we have 9 left over. Remember from today's vocabulary, you learned that the number left over is called the remainder, and we use it by saying R period and then the amount that's left over. So should we order 12 or 13 buses for the field trip? Well, if we order 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 buses, we're still going to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 people left over. Remember, the remainder was over here was 9 people. Do we want to tell 9 people that they can't go on the field trip with us? No, we don't. So in this case, we definitely need to order a 13th bus. So even though the exact answer is 12, remainder 9, we need 13 buses to make sure everybody gets to our field trip. Now you try. Here are your practice problems for the night. Remember, I want you to estimate first by using compatible numbers, and be sure to stop the video and then come back for the answers after you've done the problems on your own. Okay, coming back with the answers in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here are your answers for tonight's practice problems. Go ahead and pause the video and check them with your answers and see if you got the same answer. Remember, before you go, make sure you've checked your work and you write how many you got correct. Be honest, it's not for a grade. And could you honestly teach a friend, or are you still confused? And then, do you have any questions? Maybe a question a friend might have. Go ahead and write that in the space below. I hope you have a great night, and I hope we all get to go on a field trip really, really soon. See you later. Bye-bye.